This PSA order went horribly wrong. What's up, guys? We're back with another live video. And just a second ago, I was thinking, man, I need to make another live video, but I don't really have any ideas. So I looked at my phone and I literally had just gotten a message from Kane Macias. I think that's his name. Probably said it wrong. This story is worth a video. Literally 5 minutes before I started thinking I needed to make a video. Pretty cool. But what's not cool is what happened in this actual story. So it looks like yesterday, May 13th, a guy at a black nerd on Twitter tweeted, "Number one, this is a first for me, but my cards have been stolen and sold while in PSA cards possession." Whoa. Stolen and sold. So that's a pretty big accusation, allegation. So we're going to see like what happened. He says details and proof in the subsequent tweet. Number two, I submitted an order last year that finally went through the grading process and popped last month. We can sympathize with that. Most of us, if not like you guys, then you at least know from my struggles how long we've had to wait for PSA orders. These bulk orders have taken months and months. It took mine 15 months to get back. So this guy's probably waited around the same amount of time to get his cards back. As part of my habit, I immediately add cards to my PSA registry. So basically what the PSA registry is you get your cards and you get to add them to like an online profile. So it shows all your cards on your PSA registry. That way you've locked in that certification number to your collection. And if anybody else tries to add it, they can't add it because it's in your collection. You have to like remove it if you sell it or something like that. But after a month, I noticed my cards still hadn't shipped. Okay, that's weird. Because PSA is usually pretty quick. Like the next couple of days, they ship it out. They at least make the tracking number. And then occasionally it goes out like a day after that or something like that. A month is very unusual. So the guy was probably like, wait a second, something weird's going on here. Number three, after realizing it hadn't shipped, I called PSA and spoke to them, and they stated that they would reach out to the shipping department immediately. However, last night I started getting emails from my PSA registry to remove cards I never received. So basically this means the person who actually had them started adding to their registry, and then it was telling him, you need to kick these off because this other person's adding it. I then looked on eBay this morning and was shocked to see that a large portion of my order had been sold on eBay under this account. Imagine this. You've waited 15 months. I don't know if it's 15, but I'm just going with my number. 15-ish months, a year-ish. Where are my cards? I finally get them back. They've been graded. You're like, yes, I'm finally going to get them back. Then, wait a second. They haven't shipped. Wait, they're on eBay. Same certification number. They've sold. What's going on? So it looks like he did have sports cards. So he had, there's an example of one of his cards. Here's a bunch of his stuff, you know, probably lining up with the same certification, showing that he should have gotten those cards and he didn't. I called PSA this morning and spoke to a gentleman named Jonathan. He kept telling me that PSA had the cards and would ship. I then told him I'm looking at the cards and the exact cert numbers being sold. He then seemed dumbfounded and said he didn't know what to do. So it looks like he's talking to Jonathan here. Thank you for contacting. Per our phone call, here's the eBay links of the current order. Please provide the links for eBay. So probably Jonathan is used to getting tons and tons of messages from customers like, where's my order? Where's my order? Because, you know, it's been months and all these people are like, hurry up, give me my order back. Bulk has been taking forever. And he's just like, it's the same old, same old. Somebody's worried about their order that's been gone for a long time. It's not actually done yet. So he probably just responded without actually checking or something like that. It's coming soon or whatever. A black nerd here is like, no, like literally they're being sold on eBay right now. And Jonathan's like, whoa, this is serious. Okay, I need to check into this. We have a number 5 down here. It says, I spoke to PSA card president. He has promised to make things right. I will update once resolution is provided. I truly appreciate everyone helping getting eyes on this situation. There's some truly good people in this hobby. So it started off really, really scary. It looks like he was going to lose all this stuff, but he did get into contact with the president. The president's like, look, we're going to make this up, which makes sense from a PSA perspective. You can't let this get out and be like, oh, by the way, we sent these cards to the wrong person or we sold them or whatever the heck happened. And yeah, it's going to be fine. Like, no big deal. You should send your cards to us anyway. Later, it looks like he got into contact with the eBay seller who was selling his cards. So it looks like rbrady01 said, hey man, the last 24 hours have been crazy. Here's what happened. I totally understand if you don't believe me because it's all getting kind of crazy. I was getting a bulk submission return from PSA and they accidentally placed your cards in my box along with my cards. I didn't get your package or anything like that. So the way he's clarifying is sometimes from PSA, they'll send like different packages or they send one package with a bunch of different small boxes in it. So probably what happened with him or what he's saying happened is they sent a large box and had a lot of small orders in it and all of the cards were like included in the same box. So he didn't know that they were actually his. I talked to PSA yesterday and they agreed that is what happened. However, I should have done a better job of checking the paperwork and not being lazy about what was in the box. So this is where it's like, okay, should you have done a better job of checking? I mean, I guess you checked to make sure you got all your cards back, but like, I mean, you shouldn't really have to worry about other cards being in your box usually. Normally it should be your cards and that's it. You shouldn't really have to worry about anything else. Your stuff is exactly the stuff I always get graded and because it was at PSA for over a year, I forgot half of the stuff and sent it in last year. When I got back my return for 15 months later, I had no idea what was in there. I couldn't remember what I had subbed. One other guy subbed with me. He subbed about 80 cards out of the 280. I couldn't remember what was his and what was mine. Honestly, I was like, I think these are his. Turns out they were mine. I mean, it's so long. 15 months is a really long time when you send like tons and tons of cards. This is a believable excuse. I don't know if it's actually true, but him saying, I'm not sure what I actually subbed, they're very similar to what I normally sub, is totally a fair excuse. And I think it's definitely possible that it's true. Once I realized what happened, a lot of the cards were already sold and I wasn't sure what to do. I should have reached out to PSA immediately. So it looks like at this point, he didn't reach out immediately and do something about it. He was just going to continue with it until there was a problem. This was a big mistake. He definitely should have, once he realized, canceled all the eBay orders. I know it's bad for your eBay feedback. He probably would have gotten a lot of negs, but he should have said, spelled out exactly what happened. Hey, they sent me the wrong cards. It realized they're not my cards. I can't sell these cards. I'm not allowed to sell these cards. He should have just canceled it all right there. All he would have gotten is negative feedback, which is a bummer because it's not really his fault. It's a little bit his fault because he didn't check. Yeah, he definitely should not have continued with the sale at that point. I can't change any of that, but I can do my best to correct it. I am reaching out to eBay buyers and asking for returns on the cards. So he shipped them out. Oh, that just made it so much stickier because now you got to rely on the guys to send it back. You got to do all this crazy stuff when all he had to do really was cancel the orders. It's a pain, but it's not as much of a pain as saying, hey, send me the card back. I need to send it back. Here's a shipping label. I got to pay for all this. I got to wait for it all to get back. Then I got to ship it back to you. It's just a huge process he could have avoided. I will keep you posted on any time I'm able to recoup a card. If you could share with the card community, that would be great. A lot of people were worried about your stuff, and rightfully so. The best part of the card community is they're looking out for each other. You should have probably looked out for them a little bit more before you sold the cards, but okay, we're not going to keep going on it. So I get it. I'm going to do my best to get all of your stuff back. Please reply back when you have a minute so that you know I received the message. Take care. So then a black nerd replied back, hey man, appreciate reaching out. To be honest, when I saw the cards on eBay, I thought a PSA employee stole my cards. It's simply because PSA was telling me they still had them. But after talking to the president of the company, he told me they were shipped incorrectly. It's not my place to judge your initial intentions, but I do greatly appreciate you working to make it right. Respectable and respectful. I really like that. I'll update my post with the response if you like, so people in the community know you're working to make it right. Just let me know you have my permission to post it. So he even asked for permission to post. I mean, he didn't even really need to ask for permission because the guy literally has his cards and sold them. So, and then he said, yeah, you could post it or whatever. I think that's about it. So it looks like that's about it for the update. So the cards have been located. We know the guy who sold them. Now he has to wait for everybody to return the cards he already sold so that the guy can get them back from, I mean, a month ago. So it doesn't, no telling how long these people have had the cards. Some of them might have already sold it themselves. They might have flipped it or something like that. Hopefully not. He's hopefully able to get all his cards back. This is not a good look for PSA though. And if we're being honest, this is one order out of millions of orders probably. I mean, it's like, wow, that's a really small percentage. It doesn't really matter, but these are the orders that people hear about. These are the ones that we make videos about right now. Even though it's a very tiny percentage of the time, this is what people think about when they want to send a PSA. I have tons of people tell me all the time, I'm a little worried about sending a PSA. What about if they damage my cards? Almost never happens, but it has happened before, and that's what people remember. So now people are going to remember PSA as shipping to the wrong customer, which is an absolute nightmare. You get your cards graded, they go to the wrong place. I mean, that is the worst possible thing that could happen. And it seems like this situation might end up okay. Like we're going to get most of the cards, if not all the cards back, and PSA said they're going to make it right, which making it right is good and all, but the problem is if you don't get the card you actually want, if you're a collector, maybe if you're a flipper, it's not a big deal, but if you're a collector and they lose the card that you really appreciated, or maybe it's a card that you had from your childhood, that's a huge bummer because like that means something, not the money. It's about what the card actually was. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. I know PSA is a super polarizing topic in the card community because people either love PSA or they think they're a scam. They hate them. They think they're just a waste of money to actually send in. I'm interested to see what you guys think. I personally am a big PSA fan, and this is a little bit disappointing to see, but I'm not gonna like write them off as the worst company ever because they made one mistake. And fortunately, they are attempting to fix it, and it looks like it's going to be fixed, but this is something that can't happen when you're grading cards. You cannot ship to the wrong place. I say that, and I have done this before. I have shipped cards to the wrong person before. It is possible. It's not that hard to do if you're not paying attention. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say like I'm perfect, and if I was PSA I would never ship to the wrong place. But I do know that this is going to stick in people's minds. It's going to be something that they remember about PSA. It's unfortunate that that is going to happen. So let's hope their systems can improve that. Maybe like we double or triple check and make sure this doesn't happen in the future. Let me know what you think about this story. It's a pretty insane one, probably the craziest one we've had on Ruxin Live yet. And if you enjoyed the channel, make sure to subscribe. See you guys next time.